Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Greetings, football family. Happy Football Sunday to the family. My name is Benton. Welcome to Ballchat Podcast, along with the rest of the family. Come on, Junior, Wagwan. Happy Football Sunday to the family. How you guys doing?
I am good. I am excellent. You know, it's nice to be here. I thought I had to take a mini vacation, but it never worked out that way. So I am happy to be here.
And Junior, come on, is happy to be here. How you doing, family? Wagwan, Junior. How the Sunday going? How is the weekend? How was the week, family?
It just feel like Groundhog Day. That's all I'm going to say.
Football family, feels like Groundhog Day for Junior and the Manchester United crew. We'll discuss EPL. We'll have a deep dive into this weekend's EPL action. We'll discuss La Liga's Emmanuel Pellegrini, coach of Real Betis, says La Liga is disgraceful, end quote, in terms of the quality of play. We'll discuss that later on. We'll discuss Serie A. Serie A officially kicked off this weekend. Cristiano Ronaldo and what's going on with him at Juventus. Is he leaving? Is he staying? All that news and noise around Cristiano Ronaldo and Serie A. And essentially, Roma had a winning start with Cameroon's big coach. Jose Mourinho made his debut this weekend with his Roma outfit. We'll also have yard ballers and discuss what's going on with the Jamaican Premier League as the no movement stance implemented, a no movement guidelines implemented by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness affected the Jamaican Premier League. We'll discuss that in Yard Ballers later on. If you join us on Flow Sports YouTube page, Ballchat YouTube page, Ballchat Facebook page, or on Twitter or Twitch, you always subscribe to the platform, subscribe to the show, and support the content. We always start off with Ballers of the Week, Ballers being the impressive players of the week, and Bugs being the unimpressive. Come on, impressive week for Chelsea. Who you have as your Baller of the Week and why?
Let Junior go first. Junior go first.
All right, Junior, she's giving the floor to you first, family. Ball of the week, impressive player of the week, family.
I just feel like a setup. But it's all right. I'm gonna give it to Big Ram. I'm gonna give it to Romelu Lukaku. A debut goal and for Chelsea on his second debut. And I was pushed back a little bit for all his teams. He had a debut goal or something like that. For all his club teams that he has played for or something like that. I heard some crazy stat like that. Like he had a debut goal for Chelsea first time around. Debut goal for Man
U. Debut for West Brom. Debut for Everton. Debut for Inter.
Every team. So big up Romelu Lukaku and big up Chelsea. You know, Chelsea actually looks like a team that knows that they are the best in Europe. So big up to Chelsea, Ball of the Week.
Ball of the Week to Lukaku. And Lukaku has scored 114 goals in his Premier League career. Has moved into the top 20th above Ian Wright in the Premier League standing for goals all time. So big up to Big Ram, Romelu Lukaku. Ball of the Week for Junior. Come on, since you let Junior go first, who you have as your Ball of the Week, family?
I have two Ballers of the Week. First, I have to give it to Danny Ings. That was an exceptional goal that he scored over the weekend. I was not sold on him going to Aston Villa for so much money because I think he's injury prone and he's kind of oldish on the old side of the striker age. But he really had a good game, and I think he took Aston Villa on his back and he capped it off with that exceptional goal. First, then, even though Lukaku scored on his debut, I have to give my Baller of the Week at Chelsea to Reece James. I almost called him Reece with a spoon, but anyways, so Reece James, he had, I mean, trust me, it was a something to behold. Like, he decided that he was going to play good football today, that he cemented his spot in the starting 11 for TT. I think he had a goal and he had an assist. And then he actually did he have an assist? And I impart the ball to Lukaku.
Oh, okay, come on. Do it. All right, you can pound it on him.
It's a Reese. And then he kind of destroyed the side that he was on. And, Arteta never adjust. But anyway. So Reese and Danny Ings are my two ballers of the week.
Reese James and who else? Because I forget the other one. Oh, Danny Ings. Danny Ings of Aston Villa. And Aston Villa had a good weekend. I mean, we'll discuss Aston Villa's play against Newcastle. Why? Newcastle corner dog. My ball, big up Prime Minister, the Manchester United fan running in. Prime Minister says ball of the week is Danny Ings. Baller, bicycle kick goal. And he's given an honorable mention to Memphis, equalizing for Barca. Quality finish and making an impact on the side. I will get to Memphis and Barcelona, Football Club Barcelona later on. My ball of the week, family, I have to give it to Marcelino Moreno of Atlanta United. Yes, Atlanta United has had a miserable year. Yes, the corner dog. Yes, things look bad. Yes, we fired the coach for actually not letting the players get water when they train. And everything is bad has happened to Atlanta United so far this year. But you know what's good? They defeated DC United. Come on, DC United. Marcelino Moreno gets my ball of the week for making sure that this Sunday I do not have to listen to come on make any jokes about Atlanta United and how miserable and how pathetic we are. So big up Marcelino Moreno for saving my neck, and I give him a ball of the week. Ball of the week to Freiburg. Freiburg defeated Dortmund in the Bundesliga 2-1, and Griffo with a very good goal, exceptional free kick to put that in the back of the net. Dortmund and Marco Reus need to figure out something, as they're not having a good start to the Bundesliga campaign. That was a surprising loss to Freiburg. All right, family, keep your ballers and bugs coming. Come on, let's head to bugs. Do you want Junior to go first?
Yes, Junior, go on first.
Junior, bugs of the week, family, as in unimpressive players.
But I'll cuss off no players, okay? It's only 2 weeks in the season. But I have to give it to Ole. I have to give it to coaching decisions. Ole, for that, we'll talk about Ole, but Ole get bug of the week this week for me. Also, Arteta get bug of the week for me. You know it's bad when Lee Dixon and what the next one we used to play for Chelsea when the commentary team.
Graham, what's up?
Graham, yeah, when he said he's comparing Arsenal coach to Watford's new coach because of the Watford's inability to make adjustments. That is not telling you anything, I don't know what is. And also to Juventus. Again, I mean, now cuss off the players only 2 weeks in the season. But we all knew from the end of last season that Cristiano Ronaldo never want to play for Juventus anymore. Why is he still at Juventus right now? And why are we hearing breaking news? Him no want to play, so him asked to sit up on the bench, and then him come off of the bench and almost score a winning goal today. He come like Juventus and run party shop competition with Barcelona. So, how about bug of the week, that man?
Bug of the week, Juventus and Mikel Arteta being compared to Watford coach Cisco, whatever his name is, by Lee Dix and Graham Lasso in terms of inability to make adjustment. Come on, your bug of the week are the unimpressive players of the week. I want to update fans before we go to bug of the week. In the game against Nice and Marseille in the French league, in the French top division, the game has been suspended or stopped briefly. Pitch invasion, fans are clash, fans are fight. Apparently, Dimitri Payet of Marseille got hit with a bottle. He then threw it back into the crowd. Nice was leading 1-0, so we'll keep you posted on that game. All right, let's continue our ballers and bugs. Come on, who do you have as your unimpressive players of the week or the bug of the week?
Dama Traore. He had a couple easy opportunities to win today versus Tottenham. Tottenham beat Wolves 1-0, but he had two clear-cut opportunities. He had one opportunity where he was staring into the white of the goalkeeper's eyes, and he kicked the ball right at the goalkeeper. So two clear opportunities for them. If them could have at least tie whatever. So him get one. Norwich just decided that they must take up space. This is what the championship must do with Norwich. If them even win the championship, don't make them come up to English Premier League. They must come take up a spot. They had 33% possession versus Manchester City, and we were surprised that the game only ended 5-0, because it should have been 15. Norwich is out of there, and yes, it's only 2 games, as Junior said, but Norwich looks like a regular side that humble Lions would humble. So Norwich get it, Adama Traore, and of course I have to give it to Arsenal. Even though they played against my side, and my side was impressive, Arsenal did have good spells. So I thought that Arteta would have adjusted to kind of let the game flow. And he didn't do that. He made no adjustments for Arsenal. Arsenal did not make any adjustments themselves. So Arsenal get it, Traore get it, and Norwich really and truly have to get it. And I have to give it to Barcelona as well, because we should not be drawing 1-1 with them to be decided.
Barcelona drew with Atleti, and actually Atleti should have won that game. Eric Garcia of Barcelona picked up a red card late in the game, thanks to Memphis Depay for saving Barcelona. Junior, let's highlight some of the ballers and bugs coming in from the family. And yeah, go ahead, Junior.
Who are your bugs?
All right, my bugs of the week, as we get the comments up, is we're gonna give it my bug to Kiko Casilla of Elche, the goalkeeper for Elche. The long ball over the top. Elche lost to Atletico Madrid 1-0. It's a long ball over the top from Atletico Madrid's midfielder. I can't remember the midfielder who passed the ball over the top. The ball entered the 18-yard box. Kiko Casilla had Correa bearing down on him. Simple job he had to do. Just catch the ball. The ball is in the box. Just catch the ball. Nothing, no drama. You're the goalkeeper. You can use your hands, Mr. Casillas. But instead, he decided to try and kick, and he ultimately kicked and missed. Allowed Correa in, clear and goal. Correa kicked it into an empty goal. So Kiko Casilla gets my bug of the week. It's just a boneheaded error by a goalkeeper. No to Kiko. The ball is in the box. From the opponents, you can pick it up with your hands. That's fundamental goalkeeping number 1. And the Juventus goalkeeper, what's his name? Trzeski or Wojciech Trzeski? He used to be at Arsenal. You guys remember his name?
Yes.
How do you pronounce that brother name? Because he made...
Chesney.
Yes, him CM1. That guy. I mean, 2 errors. 2 errors today as Juventus almost lost to or drew with Udinese. Pathetic. I mean, horrible goalkeeping. Simple error. Brethren, let the ball go out for a corner kick. Why are you hitting the ball off the Udinese player to ricochet, and so Udinese could get a goal? It's bad goalkeeping all around. So those are my buggers of the week. Kiko Casilla for Elche, and Shizeski or Kujeski or whatever his name. My apologies, but you're bad day at the office for those 2 goalkeepers. Junior, let's get to some highlights of the ballers and bugs from the family.
Right, Chelsea saying Chelsea are the one. End of the season, Chelsea are champions. Prime Minister, he said Danny Ings highlighting his bicycle kick. Honorable mention from Prime Minister is the Memphis equalizing for Barca. Quality finisher making an impact on the side. Jeremy and Lever saying the baller of the week is the whole Arsenal's Jeremy, I think you meant bug.
Well, maybe he's an Arsenal fan. I mean, maybe, Mikel Arteta say he saw positives.
Oh, he's not an Arsenal fan. Jeremy said, Junior, Pogba price gone down. It coming like the stock market here run. Dalton Stewart said, big bug is Arsenal as usual. El Pistoleros and Darkman get bugs. They are a shadow of themselves since Klopp. Well, that's a strong statement. You cannot give the founder of bug of the week, Arsenal, every week. Take time with Arsenal. They're not at full strength. They haven't been at full strength since Wenger left. Crime Minister said the bug is Arsenal at home looking toothless to Chelsea in front of fans. El Pistoleros and Mount and Harvey Elliott, his ballers, they were really good. Big up to Marcus Collins. So what's up, family? So Jeremian, you can't say me baller. You can't say Arsenal is your baller.
must be a Chelsea fan. Must be because them lie down and make a roll over them today.
Yeah, big up Richard Steve. Richard said, do you want to be those guys to make the call as to whether Jamaica should be expected to make the top 4 in the upcoming World Cup qualifiers? Richard 7, he come like it. Welcome to the show, Richard 7, because my name is Julia. I am very skeptical about Jamaica making the World Cup. Benton, he's the ultimate fancy. Today, he is World Cup. Tomorrow, he is not World Cup. But you see the woman on the show with him, come on. Richard, come on, expect Jamaica to finish first.
If not believing on the side, what I believe in on the side?
Let's come on, Jamaica in the top 4.
Hold on there. Lick my back when I put out the list.
And this is a good time to remind people that we're going to have a watch along for the Jamaica World Cup qualifier. Watch along. We're not showing the game on this platform, but we'll be watching the game. So make sure to forward and watch it with us, Zine. But go on, Benton.
Yeah, and football family, we get to Jamaican football later on in the show. Watch along is September 2nd. Jamaica play Mexico in the first World Cup qualifiers. All right, let's continue our football roundup with our EPL news and start off with the match of the weekend. Arsenal versus Chelsea. It was a foregone conclusion, family. The game was over pretty much in the 35th minute, thereabout. 2-0 victory for Chelsea. Mikel Arteta said he saw some positives. I mean, of course, he didn't have Aubameyang, at least until later on he brought him on. Lukaku had a good game. Your thoughts overall, or is this just too easy to pick on Arsenal?
Hold on. Before come on answer, I have to big up this too. Prime Minister said honorable bug is Shakari.
It's not a track and field show, family.
Hey, the way how Shakari run the race, she alone should have passed the finish line, you know, so we'll wait for she pass the finish line.
Big up to Shakari. Just go and figure out yourself.
Excuse me, why are you big enough Shakari? We're not big enough Shakari, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the
day. This is a winners only show. Winners win. Big up to Ilian, the fastest woman alive. Is a Jamaican. Don't big up Shakari. No, absolutely. Who sponsor we? Nike? Absolutely not.
Football family, we want all the athletes them do well. Shakari.
We don't want Shakari. We don't want her to do well. This is the view of someone. This is the view of no.
Shakari wrote a check that she cannot cash, and I just saw it go, family. You talk, you have to back it up. But big up to the ladies, of course. Ilian, Sharika, and of course the boss. Shelly and Fraser, big them up. You know?
Excuse me, don't forget Brianna.
Yeah, all right. You know what? A track and field thing that's in the brother, and it's just, a big up to Brianna as requested by Come On. But yeah, Prime Minister, you're gone with the whole track and field thing. Big up to Shakari, bug of the week. Now back to your to football discussion. Chelsea defeated maybe Arsenal and Shakari and move on the same thing. Chelsea defeated Arsenal. Foregone conclusion, as most fans expected. Only Junior predicted this thing wrong. Junior, go for it, because you had a draw in this game. Why did you thought there was going to be a draw, and what happened today that your draw never get materialized?
Let me tell you something. Arteta saw some positives, right? The only positive Arteta saw was Ben White COVID test. That's the only positive him said this week. And only that... What a man. Yo, me done. Go ahead, come.
Look here. You know what I like today? I like that team of Verner's natural position is bench rider. I mean, like, even though we talk about him being one of the fastest footballer in the English Premier League, he was missed today. So we were okay without the fastest footballer in the English Premier League. He can sit on the bench. He got what? He got a Tevez run, aka 6 minutes off the bench. That's exactly where he should stay. The game was free flowing. I was a little bit nervous because guess what? The ball is round. And you know, like sometimes you have some team have strength for some little team. In about the first 10 minutes, Arsenal look like so them only have strength for Chelsea. I was a little bit surprised and apprehensive. But is it after? It's like TT said to somebody on the sideline say, wanna depend, wanna can't make the side beat, you know. My side switch, everything changed. Reese the monster get turned up till him turn over and produce the first goal. After that, yeah, Arsenal kind of try to play 1 and 2 little ball. All I can say to them is that the kids are all right. Arsenal need to stop spending the big money on the big ball them because trust me, even people want a box cross in face today. That's the view of Camo.
Yeah, those are the views. We're not promote that. Before we talk
about Arsenal was expected to lose versus Chelsea. Probably Benton was on the bench as well because there was a poll that asked about who them think will win the game, Arsenal or Chelsea, and 26% said Arsenal would win. And I have a feeling that Benton was in that 26%.
There's a lot of people named Benton around the place. There are a lot of people. But before we talk about Arsenal for a little bit, is this Chelsea outfit now complete? We have seen them for 2 games. Is this team set now, barring injuries, and they can keep this unity together? Thomas Tuchel said that, you know, he likes Lukaku's attitude, his temperament. He comes in. He's a very democratic sort of striker, meaning that he gives everyone a chance to speak. He's very interactive with the group. Is this it for Chelsea? Does Chelsea, with the transfer window closing August 31st, does Chelsea go out and do any more business? Do they need to do any more business?
Chelsea have 2 teams. I mean, like 2 starting 11. When you have N'Golo Kante on the bench where you can draw for, you have Ben Chilwell, you have Akeem Ziyech, you have Werner, you have Odsnada, you have even the goalkeeper Kepa, you have Silva. I don't think Chelsea should go there and get other players. They have players who are outside of the 18, the match day 18, that can come in and fit a slot. Yes, we're going to need additional players to step up because we're playing a whole bunch of competitions. But I think the team is actually set, and I don't think they need anybody. They don't need. We're okay when it comes to the midfield, the wings. I mean, goalkeeper. We stop when it comes to goalkeeper. Anybody can step in. Pulisic wasn't there today. So I think Chelsea is okay with what we don't need to spend the money. As a matter of fact, do we have any money? We don't spend all that on Lukaku.
Junior, you know, Coach Thomas Tuchel says, as it relates to Lukaku, he proved his value. Quote, he's proved his value for the squad already. He linked up really well with Mason Mount and Kai up front and gave something to the game that we did not have already. You know, we've often clowned Lukaku about his touches, right? The inability to have that good first touch. But, you know, Coach Tuchel said that his ability to link up with Kai and Mason is a huge asset, to kind of, you know, paraphrase what he says. Junior, does this Chelsea team look set for you in terms of what else do they need to do, if anything?
Oh, Chelsea is set. I see El Pistolero saying that Chelsea need a left back that can defend. Why El Pistolero, you were just trying to polish a diamond. Chelsea is set. Now, the irony is Tuchel always had a side that was set. Those PSG sides that he coached were set, and they never reach a promised land. Yes, yes, we can say Tuchel reached a promised land last season with the Champions League, But you're going to have some detractors out there, not me, but you're going to have some detractors out there going to say, well, you know, he won with Lampard's team and he won with players that motivated to prove Lampard wrong. This year, Tuchel is going to prove that he's a man manager because he doesn't need to manage a team on a football field. He can pick any 11 players and they will be favorites in probably 90% of the games that they're playing. So you just have to keep them motivated and going. So yes, them set.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta and Arsenal outfit. Mikel Arteta says that, quote, I don't think the club in their history have faced something like this. It's pretty unprecedented. Does Mikel sound broken? I mean, he's talking about the noise outside. They're rallying the troops internally, trying to focus on things internally and try to move away from the distraction out externally. Is Mikel Arteta pretty much out of his depths here?
I expected him to lose his job at halftime. I expected him not to come back out of the locker room halftime. He was stoic on the sidelines. I mean, like, he just did not know what to do. And I said already, a good coach is someone who can make adjustments midway through the game, during halftime, or before the final whistle. And he just did not seem to do that. And yes, listen, Arsenal has always been a club that have injury issues or illness issues. Remember, we normally talk about Arsenal being ambulance, whatever. Like, if you want to get injured or want to be out for long periods, go to Arsenal. This is nothing new. But the fact that he cannot use the players that he has at his disposal to at least attempt to play some good game. Listen, Arsenal, remember, I shared a jersey today with you guys where this guy had Arsenal. On the back of it, it says Big Six, LOL. This is an Arsenal fan. He says he's a season ticket holder, and he's really upset. They need to go out there and spend some money if they want to be a winning club, and they're not doing that. And we said it already. Arteta is not the man for this job. He's not. He has lost the locker room, because if you look at the body language of Abba and Lacazette, it's like they don't want to be there. It's just the young players who go there and give 100%. And again, some of the players are really letting him down. I mean, like, Leonard Fufu, I don't know, Pepe. I cannot tell you when last we got a consistent 90 minutes from Pepe. So I don't think Arteta is the man for Arsenal. I think they have to let go the purse strings, and they need to buy some players, get rid of some players, and make the club be a club that can compete. They're 19th place, even though it's 2 games. 19th place with zero points, 0 goals as well. It doesn't make no sense, if you really think that Arsenal is really competing, because they're not.
Yeah, Mikel Arteta says, quote, you have to understand the situation we have. We are missing 9 players, and it is difficult. It is not just 9 players. They are some big players, end quote. Do we give him any pass to the fact that he's missing big players, or big players, as he put it, and 9 players, Junior?
I'm going to talk as soft and enunciate my words as best as possible so that it doesn't sound like I'm speaking from a place of emotion. I wish you had a whiteboard. I wish you could do videos of the game. When you sit down and watch the game today, the simplest form of football, anybody that has played football, this sport in their life, know the simplest form of the game, or the simplest method that you approach a game is the other team don't score, you cannot lose. Right?
Yeah.
Why the hell is Lukaku standing up in the middle of the field, backing down the defender, and there is no other Arsenal defender beside him? None. 0. Zilch. Watch every play with Lukaku get. We'll talk about how Lukaku have a bad first touch. It is well known he has a bad first touch. And I did not see any Arsenal players say, let me try front him. Let me try put body on him. Those are some simple strategies that you can employ. You have 3 defenders in the back, and one behind Lukaku, and the man can control the ball, and where are the other defenders? So that made me question Arteta's his strategy. Does he even have any? And it doesn't look like it. Or maybe he has a strategy and the players are tuning him out. But nobody can tell me right now, looking at this game, that Arsenal's way of playing is X, Arsenal's way of defending is X, Arsenal's way of defending against set pieces is X. You said it, Benton. It looked like Arteta just put 11 man on the field and just run them out and say, do what you want to do. So something is wrong. Either them tuning him out or he is not delivering a message. Either way, change have to be made, man.
So, and we'll get the football family comments in here a second. But Junior, and come on, Junior, you spoke earlier about how the commentators, the match commentators, Graham so and Lee Dixon spoke about adjustment, lack of making adjustment. All right, and the thing that they were really going off on was Kieran Tierney's insistent on dropping inside. He was coming inside to try to help Mari with Lukaku, and subsequently Reece James was wide open, and it's been consistent that Reece was wide open. Now, Arteta did not make the adjustment, but does football players should recognize that this guy Reece James is wide open and say to each other like, yo, can we come back and help? Saka wasn't coming back. Not to absolve Arteta of any responsibility here, but I'm just curious to know how many times we saw Reece James wide open because Tierney consistently dropping to try to help, and no player, no leader on the team seemed to say, Saka, come back, or Tierney, you don't need to come in, stay away there.
Well, you're contradicting me though.
Yeah.
Because I am telling you, every time Lukaku get the ball, it wasn't a defender other than the idiot behind him trying to body him for like circumference. So where was Tierney?
Well, he would come halfway. He didn't come fully committed.
I would tell you where Tierney is. And it is high school football that they were playing. All Lukaku's job was to go to the last man and stand up on the last man. And all Arsenal was doing was, if you're the last one in the center of the field, you are setting the offside strap. So everybody else play high. The reason why Reece James can break away so easily on the right-hand side is because he had Kai Havertz and Mason Mount in that little channel. That's why Tierney and the next right up on the right had to respect those. So that's why Lukaku can send the ball up on the wing far out because there's nobody out there. Okay. It is just high school football. But watch, and that's why after a while, if you notice, even Kante say, you know what, I'm going to try broke some man and shift some man. I just try something.
Yeah. Come on, care to comment on that. I mean, we even said the same thing about Xhaka and that base of that midfield was getting pulled out. Was it Lukanga was getting pulled out? If Arteta is not the man for the job, then who is? Who wants this Arsenal team?
Anybody who take Crystal Palace work, I mean, you would have taken Patrick Vieira. Anybody, listen. This is my thing too. I hear footballers say they play where the coach tell them to play. Maybe that is what happened. Maybe Tierney was told to play a particular spot by Arteta and did not want to anger the boss by moving. I don't know. Use common sense. But that's not even the point. The point is that Arteta stood on the sidelines with his assistants and saw that Tierney is one of the weakest links on the pitch and never make an adjustment till the 66th minute.
Yeah.
It was like a la Lampard. And it's not only that too, because yes, players can always have bad games, but yes, players can also use their own initiative and cover where it needs to be covered. But the coach is the one that should make the adjustment. And you can't say that he could not make that adjustment earlier. So I don't know who's going to be that person. Josie already get to work. Who come to help us one them. You know what Africa do? Draw back for Arsene Wenger.
Oh gosh, maybe. Arsenal are in the relegation zone at the end of a day, excluding on the opening day of a season for the first time since 1992. I want to reiterate, Arsenal is in the relegation zone for the first time, excluding an opening day since 1992. And we know it's early warm.
Benton, I have another one for you.
Yeah.
If Arsenal fail to beat Man City next week, they will be lost the first 3 games of the season for the first time since 1972 or 73.
Okay.
Arteta is breaking records.
Bad record. So, all right. If Arsenal loses next week to Manchester City, is that the end for Arteta?
No.
I mean, my concern with Arsenal, and we don't want to drill down too much on this, is it's the culture that they are fostering with the young players. You spoke about the young players. They have some young players that has potential. And if the culture is just garbage, and if we accept mediocrity, then how does that translate and affect the development of those young players and their growth? So the culture needs to change. It needs to change. Somebody needs to replace Arteta who can change the culture of that club. Stepping away from Arsenal to Chelsea, impressive victory for Chelsea, but it was a foregone conclusion. Impressive might not be. It's too harsh a word. We expected it, right?
Ball round party. Junior never expect it. So I know you act right and look for me. Now look for me, look for him. Because we already set up. Oh, but they already know, say. I'm never going to. But listen.
Yeah.
Is it too early to say that we are champions elect? Maybe.
Yes, it's way too early.
That must look good too. Let me not say. Even though even it was Norwich, but them look kind of goodish too. So I do think that if we can keep our core players healthy, as we say already, if you have a bench as strong as Pulisic and Kante, Timo Werner, somebody who can change the game.
A strong bench with Timo Werner.
No, you don't put Timo Werner in it because you want fresh legs to come run against some little idiot defender like Harry Maguire when he's tired to the 85th minute. You understand? So when you have a deep bench and then you have the best 11 on paper on the pitch at all times, then you should expect victory.
Yeah, I did pick Chelsea to win the EPL. Let's see. All right, stepping away from a nice segue to Harry Maguire and Manchester United. Manchester United drew with Southampton, rerun the clock to last year. They won the game 3-2 after the Predator, the bullfighter himself, Cavani, came on to rescue them. Greenwood scored today, and Manchester United flirted with defeat. Your thoughts, Junior? You said it was smoke and mirrors last week with Leeds. Then what is today's result? What exactly is today? If last week was smoke and mirrors, what is today? Is this the true Manchester United?
It is the true Manchester United. And you talk foolishness about flirting with losing. Man, you would never flirted with losing.
To quote, go ahead, come on. Didn't you finish, Junior? Manchester United never flirted losing.
And we see is the same Manchester United side from last year. When Varane and when Sancho is implemented and assimilated, and when Rashford forward back, then we can have discussions about games like these. But me here, come on and talk about how Man City look good. Yeah, Man City have 3 points. Man U have 4 points. So if Man City look good and Man U is undefeated and them tie Arsenal record for the most undefeated are most games without a loss in the English Premier League, what would you say about Man U and them chances against Chelsea?
El Pistolero said, quote, just another day for Manchester United or Man U. Good today and fall off tomorrow. It's pathetic, Junior. Too inconsistent.
Guys watching a different football game coming. That Manchester United team, if you attack them, they are going to beat the brakes off you.
Ooh.
If Manchester United.
Okay.
Attack.
So Manchester United attack Southampton today. Both sides Southampton.
Southampton did not sell out an attack against Man U. So that playing that side, with the team what them have, they can't break down an organized defensive team. That's what happened.
So then why is the big transfer sitting on the bench who is supposedly, and we know we have seen him broken down players in the Bundesliga, why is the big transfer sitting on the bench at the start?
I give you a better one. Why the hell is Danny van der Beek sitting on the bench when the game is 1-1, you need a goal in the last 10 minutes? Why the hell is McTominay coming on for Fred? Why the hell is Jesse Lingard? Jesse Lingard, come on. Jesse Lingard just coming off of COVID. 1 week back in training and Jesse Lingard gone on the team. What Danny do? Let me tell you something. Danny, I don't know if you bring Ole Data go the red light district in the Netherlands and you go introduce her to some weed and she link up with Shakari and Ole Bex with you. But if I were you, put in your transfer request. Go to Barcelona, youth.
Come on, let's get some objective assessment of Manchester United's play against Greenwood.
Julie could have worse. Instead of Lingard, him could have bring on Mata.
And by the way, for the record, Mason Greenwood scored his 19th Premier League goal today.
I thought the weakest thing today on the pitch was Fred. And I think he should have gotten subbed a little bit earlier. I think Junior's problem with Man U is probably not Man U football per se, but Ole. I don't know if Ole is a good PE teacher or an average PE teacher with an embarrassment of riches. I'm really not sure. But we are surprised that Man U, after they were so strong last weekend, I mean, like hat-trick, man of 4 assists, even though Pogba had a good game today because he had a couple passes that were really sublime. But it was just like 2 different Man U. Last week you're ridiculous, and then this week is like, Southampton kind of had you guys on the rope for a little bit. The game was pretty even, except 2 categories where you guys had more shots on target and possession was 67 to 33, but counter-attack, same amount. And I do think that Man U probably need to be a little bit more consistent, but I really don't care because guess what? He's not my side.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his post-match press conference joined Liverpool's manager Jurgen Klopp when they both criticized the referee. Jurgen Klopp spoke about quote going back 10 to 15 years in terms of officiating. Ole says if that's the way they want to go, we will get injuries. Hopefully we can find a middle way. He thought that there was a foul on Bruno Fernandes. He thought the relaxed rule in terms of officiating this season in the EPL is a backward move. We're now entering the space of rugby rather than football, according to Ole. Is that a little bit too much? And was it a foul on Bruno Fernandes?
No, it wasn't a foul on Bruno Fernandes. Ole, shut the hell up, man. Look for your midfielder and tell him if you are, it was 25, 30 yards away from goal at an angle. Don't play like you're in the attacking half. Just waiting for contact. Man, just shut up, man. And listen. Cool. All right. Some refs would call foul. Some refs wouldn't call foul. But how the brother get for beat Bruno off the ball, dribble to the 18-yard box, and shoot with a line of zebra shirts right in front of it. The blue shirt. I mean, it wasn't the zebra shirt. The blue shirt. He had a line of shirts. It wasn't even a goal it was an own goal from Fred. Fred, why aren't you stepping up to cut him off? Why you stand up there like an idiot? Oh, I'm going to stand up like it's a wall. Man, Ole, just shut up. Zidane, warm up.
Come on, Zidane, warm up. Let's take a look at the results this weekend. But Jurgen Klopp complained about it. And Ole also echoing the same sentiments. You're the referee, come on. The relaxation in the rules. Do you think that the game is moving backwards according to them? Ole felt like there was a foul.
I agree with Junior, and I last time I got your message for the rest of the day. I agree with Junior with that. All I need to shut up. Klopp is more like a whiner now. You know, before you was cute, then now everything is like whiny. I like the relaxed rules. I just think ball for us rule, ball for us play. You know, so I like the rules. I like the whole relaxing of the rules by the referees. Make the man them play football. Them too soft. They get little tug on your shirt, a little blowing in your ears. You want to drop a ground. What this man? So all I can go and talk them. You know, and I understand what he's saying. Of course, referees must protect players, but it wasn't a foul on.
A proper football game is going on between Levante and Real Madrid in La Liga. It's 3-3 in the 88th minute. Thanks for the update, El Pistolero. Results in the EPL this weekend actions. Liverpool defeated Burnley 2-0. Aston Villa 2-0 over Newcastle. Crystal Palace 0-0 with Brighton. Brentford. Everton drew 2-2 with Leeds. Thoughts on Liverpool as they get ready for the big game next weekend against Chelsea. We'll talk about that in a second. Thoughts on Liverpool display and that Liverpool midfield.
Master, that little youngster named Elliot in bullet of this world. I mean, like, I was so impressed with the youngster. I mean, like, he had a tremendous game. Before me even watch him play yesterday, my husband told me about him. He said the youngster is good, which is it's real. I am worried. You know, Chelsea, I don't know if Chelsea can beat a Liverpool. Never see me can hope for a draw. But I think Liverpool will provide a challenge, not only to Chelsea, but to a lot of other teams. So they had some good games. I think I saw where they said that Shaqiri is going to go to, is it Lyon?
I know they've made a deal. I'm not sure the club, but he is. I just saw a notification that
they should spend the money and see if they can get a nice little midfielder.
Junior, Liverpool's midfield. Klopp last week started with Ox. This week he went with Harvey. Naby Keita seems to still getting more minutes on his belt. Of course, we know he's been riddled with injuries. Your thoughts on what Liverpool did against Burnley?
You know what's the most impressive thing, and when competition aside, I'm not going to say it's only Burnley or whatever. Liverpool is winning comfortably and not playing well, and that should send alarm bells across the big sides them in England. That Liverpool is here to make a serious title run. I wrote them off. I wrote that midfield off, but the mere fact that they are figuring it out and winning at the same time is telling. You see what I said? Because we hear City bawling for Harry Kane and then bawling so they want a striker and then them lose to Tottenham in the first game. Norwich game aside, whatever. Man U is bawling for consistency and drop points. Liverpool has no midfield. Zero zilch. They don't have a midfield, but they are figuring it out. They don't have a number 9, but they are figuring. I don't think Jota is a number 9. I don't, personally. I don't think he's the answer. Yeah, I don't think he's a solution. But them figuring it out and winning comfortably. So I think the gauntlet has been set. Next week is going to be a big game. I don't know who's going to win yet. I'm watching the game right now in my head. I'll tell you guys in a couple of minutes.
Let's take a look at the schedule coming up.
1 second, sorry. If Jota is not a number 9, where would you play Jota? As a 9.5?
No,
a 10?
I'm telling you what Jota honestly is to me. Jota presents the problem that Coutinho gave to Liverpool, where he does not have a set position, and they want to play 4-3-3. Jota to me is the ideal player to put behind that striker. But they don't have that striker. And it would be nice to see if Klopp would say, all right, the 4-3-3 not working. Let's put Jota behind that front three. And let's put Bobby Firmino up top. And Bobby, you don't have to bother running back and playing midfield. Because I think that's where Jota is best, is roaming.
That's roaming. Taking a look at the fixture coming up. Big game next weekend. Well, Arsenal versus Man City, 7:30 a.m. How many Arsenal pick up? Does Arsenal surprise the pack? And the feature game on Saturday, Chelsea versus Liverpool, 12:30 Eastern time. how many Arsenal will get? I think that's a foregone conclusion. Arsenal will lose this game. Can Arsenal surprise us in this matchup?
I don't think so. It's too early for Man City drop points. I don't think so. I think
So
they won't get a five.
They
They
drop
won't get a
against
5-0 mauling. They won't get a 5-0 mauling like Norwich. But I think they'll probably lose 2-0 or 3-0 to Man City.
So Man City already dropped points against Spurs. Junior, the Liverpool versus Chelsea game, you said it's playing in your head. Big game early on in the season. Big statement game against potential rivals for the title. Is this a way for Liverpool to show this Chelsea team that you are not the favorite to win this thing? Go on, go sit down. The game will be at Anfield.
You know, I can't. It's hard to pick against Chelsea. It's hard. But I think Chelsea going to need about 3 N'Golo Kante for stop Liverpool. I really do. I think Liverpool offers an element to Chelsea that Chelsea is not prepared for. They are not going to be attacked down the middle. Liverpool has no midfield. So Trent Arnold, Mane, Salah, Jota, it's almost like going to be a shell around that Chelsea midfield. Chelsea going to have the midfield. I think it's going to be a game where we're going to say Chelsea have 100%, not 100. Chelsea have 65% possession, blah, blah, blah. But it's one thing I can tell you right now. You're not going to see anybody in a red shirt bounce off a Lukaku like them a play bumper cars. You're not going to see Lukaku control the ball next week and turn with Virgil stand up right beside him. Virgil, I'll club at him. We can tell you that right now. Prepare if you kick down for Lukaku early. Prepare for that. And I think Thiago going. It just feel like a Thiago game for me next week. It really do.
So come on, before you chime in, do you, Junior, Chelsea went with 3 in the back today. He pushed Marcos Alonso up and pushed Reece James further up in a wing-back position. I think we've long said that Marcos Alonso is better in that position because defensively he's a liability. Do you go with 3 in the back next week against this Liverpool outfit, knowing that Amane can kill you and forcing Azpilicueta and Christian Eriksen, not Christian Eriksen, but Christiansen into some sort of nightmare?
I'm playing 3 in the back and I'm starting Ben Chilwell.
Oh, so you're playing 3 in the back, so you're going for more defensive cover. Come on, you are the Chelsea fan. I mean, I know in your household it's gonna be a very testy thing next Saturday at 12:30 as your hubby is a Liverpool fan. How you see this one shaking up?
I'm going to be optimistic and say Chelsea will win 2-1. I'm not playing 3 in the back. I'm going with 4. I'm sorry. I have to saturate the back because Mane, Firmino, Salah, they're deadly on the counter. And as I said, Alonso is a liability. Whenever he touches the ball, I hold my breath. As to me and my hubby go work it out, any old Chelsea lose, him not get no dinner. He better depend him own. He better order Chinese. But worst case scenario is a draw. But I think, today 3 in the back work because it was Arsenal. But for Liverpool, we have to be a little bit more smarter. So I think we need more defensive reinforcement more than anything else.
Yo, Marco losing mind. Come on. Marco said, what? Listen to me. The cup, Anfield. You'll never walk alone.
Yeah, I mean, a home field advantage should play heavily into Liverpool. All right, knowing that tactically Tuchel has defeated Klopp in their last encounter last year. And he also defeated Pep and others. So he's not a slouch as a manager, right? He's not Mikel Arteta. He's a top-notch manager. But this game at Anfield is huge advantage.
Yeah, but I would think TT is like a clone of Klopp. You can, if you see both of them stand up, you can see the mind game. You can see them, the two of them mind that's at work. And I think this game will be won on the sidelines. I just think it's which one of the coaches outsmart the other. Of course, we've seen teams lose at home. So while the home court advantage is important and really factors into a game, I mean, we have the number 9 of them spend too much money on, and it's not a walkover. You know what I should say today that I saw with Lukaku that we never had before? The holding up of the ball. Even with the first goal, he actually held up the ball and passed the ball out wide so he could cut to Reece. So it's going to be interesting. But I still think that Chelsea will squeak out a little victory.
Yeah, I'm a big believer that games are won and lost in the middle of the park. N'Golo Kante will be back in that midfield. I am not sure does Klopp goes with Harvey Elliott, does he goes with Thiago Alcantara? How does he set up his midfield? Jordan Henderson seems to be integral for what they plan to do. I see Chelsea has the advantage. I mean, Junior, I'm going with Chelsea to win or a draw.
You guys are all on Chelsea bandwagon. You guys, the biggest game for Liverpool since COVID with fans.
Yeah.
You know, people already are line up at Anfield for the game. You know, know that
it's a huge game. It's a huge.
It's a dramatic bad. So why is it the biggest game for Liverpool and not the biggest game for Chelsea?
It's a big game.
Because why not?
Chelsea's biggest game was what? 6, 7, 8 weeks ago with the Champions League final against Man City.
That was then. We don't care about. Listen, we are not Arsenal fans. We don't talk about history. We're talking about what's going to happen. Why is this? Because remember, there are 3 teams, but not even Man U. 3 teams that really, I think, that can really challenge for the title: Liverpool, Chelsea, and City. Why wouldn't Chelsea think that this is a big game for us?
Because you just spend a bag of money on a player that feeds on both sides, and a player that seems to get small in big moments. So let's call a spade a spade. If this is a big test for Lukaku, remember, couldn't know that right now. If Lukaku come out next week and get an early goal, an Alisson chance, you know Alisson a game a 1 and 2 chance, and sit because him a bum hole like this. Let me tell you something right now. Him head is going to go into the tank. Because that is Lukaku's history. And it's not like you have a Didier Drogba. It's not like you have a Shevchenko. It's not like you have a my boy Ogana AC Milan where you can call off for the bench right now. You guys are about to depend on Timo Werner if Lukaku gets battled up against Liverpool. And Mane is a big game player. Salah is a selfish baller, but Mane is a big game player. May I tell you, come on, I was wrong. Arsenal is an idiot side. Me get bug of the week last week. But if you guys sit down here and think that Chelsea when walk into Anfield, TT said something earlier. Oh, we're going to prove to people that we're the hunter. Dude, you are the Champions League winner. Everybody playing against you in England this year is going to treat it like a cup final. Liverpool is looking at you for having what they want. And they have you with a full stance. Uno thinks the full Liverpool stance and the Liverpool players are not going to go there and play above their minds. Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big game. Huge game for Chelsea. Huge game for Liverpool. Probably bigger game for Liverpool knowing it's at Anfield. It's a way to kind of wrestle back some sort of dominance from Chelsea. Chelsea have taken over this thing for the last few months, and they're the big man on the block, so to speak. Huge game. I mean, huge game. It can go either way. Maybe it's gonna end up in a draw. I just cannot tilt my hand and say that Liverpool is gonna win this game, knowing that Liverpool midfield looks a bit out of sort to me. I cannot expect Harvey Elliott to be a boss against N'Golo Kante and that Chelsea midfield. I cannot expect that. And Thiago Alcantara, if he's gonna play, then he's gonna have to be that baller. So slight advantage to Chelsea is my prediction.
I hear you.
Come on, your formal prediction.
2-1, my side.
2-1. Junior, let's get through some of the comments before we switch gears to yard ballers and wrap up our show.
Why? Come on. We just make you know this right now, you know. If Chelsea no win next week, El Pistolero and Marco and Dalton, they must set some water. But there was a question that was asked on Flow Sports. Who do you trust more, Arteta or Tapper? So you guys still want that? Ballers. And,
What is a mix-up question?
So El Pistolero, before we go to yard, but El Pistolero is saying that Liverpool will be 4-3-2-1. No, but and that's, who are those three though? Who are those three that's gonna protect Virgil and Matip? Who are those three in that midfield?
we go two.
Huh?
Who are those two?
Yeah, who are those two? Yeah, who are those? Who?
Jordan Henderson and
Yeah. So he says 4-2-3. So it's gonna be Henderson and Mills.
All I said, Junior, all you said Jordan Henderson Milner 5-1 Chelsea. Stop it.
Oh, so Fabinho and Henderson are those two that, I mean, yeah.
That 7 said fans can easily and overly react negatively over the smallest things. Right about now, these top teams are in rude health. I agree. Chelsea may rely on a tad too much on Lukaku, but level vibes.
Yeah. No, but the point that you made about if Lukaku does not deliver, because Tuchel spoke about Lukaku addressing at something that they didn't have last year. He said the fact that he's holding up the play and able to connect with Mason and Kai, with Mount and Kai, was something that they didn't have last year. So if Virgil van Dijk or Matip shuts down Lukaku, then what's the backup plan? Then you resort back to last year where you didn't have that.
We go back to the team of Werner because we still win Champions League without Lukaku. Listen, I am not panicking. Let me give Lukaku till December because you know how me feel about him. I'm not going to say it because I support my side. I'm do good today. But I think we'll be okay. I think if not, then TT have him back up in a team of Werner. And maybe this is the wake-up call that team of Werner needed. Plus, we have Pulisic. So I do think that will be okay. Even if Lukaku, even if we use him as a 9.5 or use him, I say 10, give 9 3/4. Even if we use him as behind the striker to kind of dish out the passes, because God know the pass them roll to whoever's supposed to get it. But I do think we'll be okay. I think Chelsea will be fine, even if Lukaku does not deliver.
Big game next week. Junior, you get the final say on this. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Big game next week, 12:30. Early statement right before the international break. Big game at Anfield. El Pistolero is going with Hendo and Fabinho. Fabinho's dad passed away. Rest in peace. Condolences to his family. Junior, your final say on this one, because I know you're an X's and O man.
Why? Common sense to Chelsea, but the heart and emotions to Liverpool. I am a heart and emotion guy, so I think Liverpool will find a way.
Yeah.
Just say like a bad mind. Just say so for your heart and your whatever. Just say a bad mind. Just say a bad mind, my side, and keep it moving.
By the side.
And just wrapping up the schedule for next week in the EPL, Man City versus Arsenal. Is this it for Arteta? And what's your prediction in terms of the score? This is at Etihad. Or more importantly, Wolves versus Manchester United on Sunday, 11:30 a.m. We're going to go to Yard Ballers in a few minutes. Junior, after the draw this week against Southampton, you guys need a victory, right? At Wolves.
If Sancho and Varane don't start next week, Ole out, man.
Are you there, Mr. Victor? I don't need orange.
Yeah. Quickly before we go to your ballers, football family, Wolves versus Manchester United next Sunday, but the big game in the EPL is Liverpool versus Chelsea next Saturday at 12:30 Eastern time.
Marcus, Liverpool 3, Chelsea 2.
Big. Oh yeah. Yeah, it could go that way. And Chelsea don't necessarily have to win this game, right? It would be a huge statement if Chelsea win this game. Because it's at Anfield. Liverpool needs this game more than Chelsea. It's at Anfield.
I think that tie would feel like a victory for the Chelsea fans. Because as much as this is put on a brave face, Anfield is like a fortress. So for us to go in and come up with a point, I mean, would be okay with me. For us to leave with 3 points, it does set the stage. Chelsea is kind of here to stay or something like that.
Junior, you were laughing when I said that Chelsea don't need this game. I mean, is that incorrect? I mean, it's at Anfield. They don't need. Liverpool needs this game more than Chelsea, right?
What do you mean by nobody need a game more than the next one? You need to win.
You're at your home. You're playing your rival, a potential competitor for the title. You cannot make the boy come at your yard and beat you, which is Anfield. This is the home. You have the cup, the crowd behind you. If Chelsea goes in there and beat Liverpool, then Klopp is going to be pretty pissed off.
I agree 100%. But if Chelsea go there and get run off the field, TT is going to come out and say, forget about the first 2 games. We're not as good as we seem.
Yeah. Big game next weekend. Big game next Saturday. Before we move to Yard Ballers, football family, send on your Chelsea versus Liverpool prediction. Send them on. We'll go ahead and read them out. Marcus says, 3-2 for Liverpool. And of course, before we move to Yard Ballers, I want to quickly get your thoughts on Emmanuel Pellegrini's comments on La Liga. He says the quality of play is disgraceful. It's the slowest league in all of football. If the fans are paying their money to watch this, he said he's very disappointed. What? And this was after the draw against Cadiz on Friday night. Pellegrini, coach of Real Betis, is onto something here, right? It's the quality of play in La Liga, though thus far it's two games. It's pretty pathetic, right? Junior is like, who cares?
I agree with him. I'm surprised though that he came out and said it so early in the season. Lord Master, wait till like 36 games before you talk. But he's right. It's slow. I don't know. Maybe because Messi not there anymore. I don't know. We'll answer that. But even the Barcelona game, it was just I really understand what he's saying. And true, when people start dive. At one point, I think a Raheem Sterling myself on the pictures I dive on a truck and I carry on. So he has a point. But for him to come out and say it so early, it like him have it up in him craft from last season. Like him bring it over.
Let me tell you something.
And Junior, to add on to your comment quickly, because we know we're pushing up against the clock. Does La Liga and Real Madrid needs to try to get Kylian Mbappe to try to address some of this?
Of course they need to get Kylian Mbappe, but look at that picture. You look at the graphic up right now of Pellegrini. At his face, look at his eyes. That don't say. It's not even weird. If that was some juice, some narcotic, something.
Those are the views of Junior, I know.
Those are the views of me. But look at his face. If there is anybody in this world that will say something like, is him. So Pellegrini say what everybody else wants. But yeah, Madrid need Mbappe in the worst way. And Mbappe will be leaving one league, a one-team league, to go to our next one-team league. So, I mean...
What is a one-team league? La Liga is not a one-team league. Stop it. Don't stop it. Yeah.
Spanish league is not a one-team league?
No, we won it last season.
I agree. No team not there yet. Whichever team Mbappe got, them finally have a team.
Because and Real Madrid just extended Big Ben's contract, so he's there for a minute.
It seems like play has resumed in the match between Marseille and Nice. So of course the game was stopped earlier. Marco Pratt says 3-2 Liverpool, not Marcus Collins, right? Not Marcus that said that. Let's get to Yard Ballers report. There's a lot of stuff we didn't touch this week. We didn't touch Cristiano Ronaldo as the news that's circling around him. But let's get to Yard Ballers on the Jamaican Premier League being suspended or postponed this weekend. Come on.
Yeah, it was postponed because of the Honorable Andrew Hoon no movement weekend. That means you stay in your yard Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I think you hit the road Wednesday, something like that him say. So the games, this is the games. The Jamaica Premier League match is scheduled for August 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, and 30th, and September 5th have all been impacted. So they're going to reschedule the games that were scheduled for this weekend to next weekend, and then they're going to have a triple header. We are working on because the pitch is supposed to be worn out. So they're going to propose a triple header for Friday, August 27th at 10 a.m., 1 p.m. and 3:30. You know why I say no? Because the sun is like 110 degrees. That is crazy. And on turf, madness. So we're not having the Premier League, but we still have the same like a setup. We're very still leading. They're still in first place, Portmore Cavalier. Uda Bottom, Benton.
Humble Lions. Not Malines.
After we thought that the Humble Lions turned the corner, them plant themselves down a gully. So, hopefully Coach Price can pick it up. So MLS All-Star, they added Andre Blake to the roster, which is good. He wasn't on there, so they added him today. So, he's going to be one of the players that we should look for.
Wait, why wasn't Andre Blake in the original MLS All-Star roster? Why wasn't he not in? Why he need to be added?
Wasn't he injured though?
Oh, well, injured or not, he's still the best goalkeeper in MLS.
Yeah, well, them add him, so they have 3 goalkeepers. Okay. No other Jamaican made the roster for the All-Star, but Andre consistently represent us. So Andre Lewis, a long time I hear about Andre. Andre Lewis scored a 1 goal. Not one at USA. Well, boys, them never do so well this weekend. So Andre Lewis scored a goal in a 3-3 draw between Colorado, his side, and the Charlotte Independence. I know we haven't talked about Jason Johnson in a long time. He scored a goal versus Birmingham. Birmingham have Nico Brett and Juna Fleming, so that was okay. Other than that, there's a little DBDB competition going on, which is the CFU U14. CU is the boys and the girls. The boys have not played it, but the girls were leading 1-0. I think they were leading, who was it? Dominica Republic, they were leading 1-0. So I was trying to find the score to kind of tell you about nothing. But this weekend, never really won. So that's all I have for ballers, local ballers.
Yard ballers. Yard, come on, you don't even remember your own segment.
Yard ballers.
Yard ballers. But before we switch, before we wrap up, the CONCACAF Women's Championship draw took place recently, and the Reggae Girls are in group. Let me get this up. Let me get it up for Football Family. Reggae Girls are in Group C with Dominica, Bermuda, and Grenada, and Cayman Islands. Each group winner, there are 6 groups, right? Come on.
Yeah, the winner of each group advanced.
Winner of each group advanced to then, of course, USA and Canada got a bye, and then the top 2 advance to the next round. The 6 winners advance to the next round, and then the top 2 automatically goes to the World Cup in Australia, New Zealand, and then the 3rd and 4th place goes in an intercontinental playoff.
Right, okay. And then, but and so, I think we should at least, go through the first, the first grouping. At least, I mean, if they do the scouting, we have good players and whatever, then we can do. But it's still going to be difficult for us to advance to the World Cup. But anything possible.
Yeah. So Jamaica. So Junior, we think Jamaica should win this group against Dominican Republic, Bermuda, Grenada, and Cayman Islands pretty easily, right, family?
Of course. Easy. But I don't even know why we even asked that question.
All right, fair enough.
Unless those teams recruit. Unless they go there and find the players like how Jamaica doing, go and find the players them who are play at Chelsea and whatever. So, and I like over back in the day football where everybody is like local. So if they're recruiting, then it's going to be competitive. And that's what we want to see. We want to see competitive football. But then again, remember that Jamaica is known to call camp 2 days before a competition. So if we don't prepare Junior, then we can't say, individual talent that can make it win.
Well, that's true. That's true. Hey, BM also said that Shamar Nicholson scored today.
I never said that. Nice.
Big
Them
up.
win.
And without sure, El Pistolero said that that's good for the youngsters. The under 14 is good for them.
Yeah. But there was a little bit of issue earlier. I was thinking. I mean, and it's so poor because we're not really getting. I think it's on Facebook Live, but they had some issues with the stream earlier, and it is so poor that you don't even see anything on the JFF website. It's like, what? If we talk about grassroots football, if we talk about this, there's nothing. There's nobody. If we never see it, if we never book it up and see it, I would not know what's going on. And know that he's playing. The website said 1 hour ago, Jamaica leading 1-0. 1 hour ago, no additional updates. So we don't know. Plus, some players from Puerto Rico, I think, and some other teams, the game was postponed because there was a health issue. So I think they were talking about COVID issues. So it's ridiculous. It's crazy. But it's nice that we had a contingent of U14 girls and U14 boys. But my problem is this too. Not because my sister is a female coach in Jamaica, but how are we going to talk about females need to go and get their coaching license when things like this, we don't insert them? Then put in Meron, I think he's the head coach for the boys and the girls. Isn't this where you would bring one little woman to come and say, boy, Arden, you can coach this little teeny team so we can, include it into the fall. Yo, JFF coming like crosses.
Those are the views. JFF. Those are views that come
That's my view. and to the question about Arteta, of course.
Junior, any final comments that you want to highlight as we head home? Humble Lion is down a back. Maybe it's a good week to take a break for Humble Lion in the Jamaican Premier League. They don't have to worry about a defeat this week. The league.
I could have done with a win this week. What is that? How could I share that?
It's a good week to take a break. The Jamaican Premier League is postponed because of the new COVID restriction implemented by the Prime Minister. Junior, and final comments. Any comments you want to highlight before we wrap up, family? And also, Tammy Abraham made his debut with Serie A's Roma as Jose Mourinho and Roma won. So big up to Tammy Abraham on this new chapter.
Another top window. He got standing ovation for he got the goalkeeper sent off and he had 2 assists and hit the crossbar.
I don't want to get carried away. I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I just want to big up the youth on the next chapter.
We cut out. Remember September 2nd. World Cup watch along, the World Cup qualifier watch along, Jamaica versus Mexico. That's on a Thursday. So look out for that, people. The watch along where I'm going to say it again right now. We're probably going to have to say it like a million times next week, Thursday, or week after next Thursday. But we are not showing the game live on this platform. We're watching it and talking about the game. So pretty much we are giving you our commentary, right? So you want to know the boring commentator them. If you're in the United States, it's going to be on Paramount Plus. So it's the American commentators we're getting. And we're getting some commentators where they never ever want to watch the game. Because all them care about is Team USA and Pulisic and Reina. And all they hear about it, they commentate. Jamaica is playing against Mexico, and here's Jamaica, they just hit the crossbar. But Team USA is looking forward to play. No, we don't want to deal with that. So forward, turn on the game and watch our watch along. We are going to give our expert commentary that even Ed Barnes himself will be proud of us.
So Jamaica's game is on September 2nd against Mexico, right? Is that the first game next Thursday? Have we hear anything about the squad? I mean, it's kind of today's the 22nd. So
no, but next week, man.
We don't hear anything about
Mrs. Umbala post some workout video, like them hear something, like them ready.
Big up Umbala to Javon Watson. Big up yourself, family.
Well, this is when the show go off the rails.
Yes, we're about to head home. We're about to go away.
Hold on there. Oh, so there will be no fans at Jamaica versus Panama. Did we hear anything about fans in Mexico?
No, there are no fans. Them already get banned for the chant.
Did they get banned? Or I thought they were appealing. I thought they were saying that it would go to the women's side.
They couldn't appeal from now till then. You know, it's such and such guys up in the appeal board. You think such and such guys going to make them go back? You man, hey, them get fans for the whole World Cup qualification. You know, it's such and such guys sitting on the board, right? So
okay.
Well, those are the views. We'll see if fans are at the game pending a appeal. They were suspended or banned or blocked from fans, but they were filing an appeal. So Mexican National Football Federation.
World Cup qualifiers, two.
Yes. The Mexican Federation launched an appeal. So let's see the finality of the appeal. Reggae Boys versus Team Mexico, September 2nd. Watch along, definitely. Football family, thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our platform. Subscribe to whichever platform you're watching us on. We're on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. It's a family show. It's a fan show. You can always join in the show. We're going to open up our phone lines in the coming weeks. And so fans can call in and chime in our, Zoom phone line. So, but if you want to join in the show, you can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Big game next week. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Big game. 12:30 Eastern Standard Time in the EPL. Big game. Come on, Junior. We're gone and we are, you know.
Bye.
another week I come on fretting.
Another week I come on fretting. Jeez.
Yeah, later.